For thousands of years, they've been man's best friend and our closest partners in survival. Now, a new breed of dogs is taking our alliance to the next frontier. The front lines of science and medicine. And when these dogs go to work, it could save your life. Parnelli is on his way to the first day of a new job. He's probably the best-known type of assistance dog, a guide dog for the blind.
Parnelli.
For months, Parnelli has been training outside of Portland, Oregon.
All right, Parnelli, this is us.
Now, fresh off the plane in New York City, the 2-year-old country boy is about to officially start work.
Hi, I'm here to see David Cooper.
David Cooper?
Yeah.
I know him well.
His new boss is David Cooper, senior vice president of a mortgage finance company. In high school, David was training to be an Olympic skier when a freak accident took his life off course.
I was in Aspen in a Super G training race. It was a speed event, so I was traveling very quickly and was wearing a helmet, which ultimately saved my life, but the way that I hit the tree caused such damage in my face that I detached my retinas from the optic nerves. My dad was sort of left with the task of sort of telling me that I was going to lose my sight.
15 years later, David's second guide dog has to be retired. And David is eager to meet her replacement.
It's Jim Dugan with Guide Dogs for the Blind. Mr. Cooper.
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
As well.
How you doing?
Good, thanks.
I got somebody who's been waiting to meet you. This is Parnelli.
Hey, how are you? Hey.
Parnelli has been paired with David through a careful matching process. Nothing is left to chance.
Here's his leash.
In fact, Parnelli was destined for this kind of work before he was even born. For many people, it's difficult to imagine navigating New York City at all. But imagine trying to get around the city completely blind. David Cooper is about to do just that.
Mr. Cooper.
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
As well.
With the help of his brand new guide dog, Parnelli.
This is Parnelli.
Hey, how are you? Boy,
It's been a big day for him.
what do you think?
Even for an experienced guide dog, working with a new partner can be tough.
You're big, Parnelli. You're a big boy.
But for Parnelli, there's an added challenge. He was raised in the quiet suburbs of Portland, Oregon.
What do you think?
Today, he's starting his first day of work in the biggest city in the United States. Parnelli's trainer, Jim, will spend the first week with the pair, making sure they get off to a smooth start.
You know, it's kind of the coming together of the beginning of the dog's career that he's spent the last 2 years of his life preparing for and doesn't really know what that career is. And for David, there's so many new adventures in adjusting to a new dog that there's a lot of trust that has to be gained and a lot of partnering, a lot of working together.
David's retiring dog, Leah, will stay behind, while Parnelli gets ready for his first day of work in a world unlike anything he's ever seen.
You all set to go here, Parnelli? Good boy.
Parnelli's first challenge is to navigate David's neighborhood in downtown Manhattan. No one knows how he'll react to this strange new world.
Remember your halt position up there. Get a good stop before you turn.
Parnelli, forward. Nope.
David has a mental map of his neighborhood. He knows where he's going. Parnelli's job is to make sure he gets there safely.
Very good.
For a dog from Oregon, it means running a gauntlet of overwhelming crowds, traffic, and strange new sounds.
Good boy.
Good boy. Let him dig. Let him dig. Good.
Attaboy. Good boy. Come on.
We knew that Parnelli was going to be coming to this area, so we did as much as we could. We went to the inner city of Portland, went the busiest places we could during rush hour in preparation for coming here. But of course, there's no place that you can simulate this.
Parnelli, forward.
Initially, the dog is going to walk up the up curve of a street, it's going to stop, and it's looking to you to know what direction to go.
Parnelli, forward.
If you tell it to go forward, it's going to walk to the end of the street corner and stop again, and it's going to want you to tell him where to go.
Very good boy.
Faced with sensory overload, Parnelli sometimes forgets one of the first things he learned: to look above his normal field of vision.
Find your box.
Good boy.
In theory, you tell the dog to go, it sees a car coming, the dog's trained to not go. I think in training, they sort of test that theory out, but I'm not going to test it out on a regular basis.
Good boy. That's a good boy.
Parnelli turns out to be a fast learner with an even faster pace. But he's still discovering intimidating new obstacles, like rumbling subway grates.
That's good.
Good boy.
Clear.
Parnelli, forward.
We'll cut back here. There he goes.
For now, he'd rather just avoid them.
You can't just treat the dog as a tool or as a robot, because it's not. It has feelings and it has a brain of its own.
So far, it looks like Parnelli is adapting quickly to David and his new urban environment.
Parnelli's really impressed me, for coming into Manhattan. He's really doing a great job, and how much he's actually enjoying working in this hustle and bustle crowd. The busier it is, the more fun he's having.
I think as each day goes by and each situation comes up, I think I'll be more and more confident. But I feel like after this training process is finished, I should be pretty confident in both us working as a team and working wherever I want to go, anywhere around the country or world.
Parnelli is continuing a long tradition of pushing the boundaries of the human-canine relationship. Every day, people with disabilities see, move, and hear with the help of some of the world's most extraordinary working dogs.
I truly believe that a service dog is one of the happiest dogs in the world. These dogs get to be with their person day in and day out. They go with them, they flow with them, they move together, they're unified, they live a life together. They have a purpose.
It's a type of bond that I wouldn't live without today. Actually, she is, for me, a lifesaver and an incredibly important part of my life today.
It's definitely much more of a close bond because you're out with them all the time, you're relying on them, and so you're forced to really, love the dog and be kind of a team with the dog.
I think I have that feeling every day of amazement that I'm partnered with this exceptionally unique animal who not only has been trained but also has the passion in and of her own to ride to the occasion and actually fulfill a really important function for me. We as two different species, dogs and humans, have something to give each other. And I think that the relationship between a person with a disability and an assistant dog is incredibly unique and special for that reason.
Even with today's advanced technology,